Hi class, this is the last video for Lab 6. So I'm in my home directory and I'm going to launch code and just type my working directory and that will load up that folder. So in this lab we are using 3 scripts. 9, which you did in the last lab, 10, which you're doing now, and 11, which you're going to type now. So script 10 and 11 are already on D2L. So the point of this section of Lab 6 is to talk about include and import. So right here in the last lab, I've kind of introduced import. This is at the play level, and this is going to import another playbook. And it's going to be a complete playbook with the play. So if I go to that, I can see that it's a regular YAML file. I could run this play independent. I can run this playbook independently of another script, or I can include it in another script. So this is a playbook. Here's my play. This play has task, and it only has one task. So this is just a normal playbook that I'm going to launch within this playbook. So again, it's at the play level. So there's no indentations here. So the only difference between this script and lab script 8 is I've included some additional lines. So if you want to copy script 8 and then add these lines, I've added a tags here, I've added tags here, tags there, tags there. Here's some more tags, more tags, more tags. So you can just kind of compare what's on the D2L with Lab 8. And I've also included this include line. Now this include line is indented under, if you haven't gotten this yet, but you see these white lines, they show your indentation, so you can kind of keep track. So I'm right at this indentation. So the include is under the task. So here's one task, and essentially I'm importing more task. Now this YAML file isn't a full playbook. I don't have a play. I don't have even the word task because that's already at this level. I already have task labeled here. So this will fall under task. And so what I'm doing is, here's one normal task. This is the type of task you're used to. I specify the name. I specify the module debug. Then under debug, I'm using the debug module uses a message or a var um, sub dictionary item. So also in this play, I want to introduce something else. Excuse me. Also in this, I want to introduce another module called action. So in this module, I'm doing a URI, which will go out and request a web page. In script 10, I'm going to be doing this to RHS1 and RHS2. It's kind of laggy. So those are going to be my inventory host names. So when it runs this, it will replace this variable with RHS1, then RHS2. And then I'm going to save the output because I'm going to say return the content, save it in a variable called called web page. Then I'm going to show the content of the web page variable. Then I'm going to test it. So here's another module. This was the action module. Here's the fail module. And again, it takes a subdictionary item called message. And this is only going to run when this does not work. So basically what I'm testing for is this phrase in web content? So only run this when it's not. So if I'm not getting that web page back, I'm going to display a message saying cannot get the page. Otherwise, I'm just going to skip this altogether. So let's test that script out. I'm going to go into my working directory. I've already tested my scripts. I made sure that script 11 and script 10 had no issues. So I did the syntax check. So I'm going to do Ansible, Playbook, Lab 6, script 10. So I just want to go back over the play. So in Lab 10, I'm going to import this playbook and execute it. So it's going to run script 9, basically removing all the software. Once that's done, I'm going to go through these tasks. Install the software. If there's any change, run these 3 handlers. I put some tags in there. I'll go over that. It sets up our firewall to run. Opens up HTTP in the firewall. Make sure the web server is running. Make sure the database server is running. I push out a test page, and in that test page, that's where I have that content that I'm looking for. And then I include these tasks. These tasks at that point. Now, these will only run at that point. They're not going to, if I move this up here, it will run up here. So if I try to run it up here, it's definitely going to fail because I don't push out the web content until down here. So these tasks inside of that script will be an action, will run the action module, then run the debug module, then run the fail module. And again, if this content is in here, it's going to display this message. So what I'm doing is comparing what I get back from the web server, which is web page content. I could look at all kind of data, but I just want to look at the content I get back. If this isn't in that content, then display this message. So let's go and look at that script. This is that playbook that I imported. It's going to remove the software. Now I'm running the play within script 10. Now I'm including the task from script 11. There's my action. There's my debug. It skipped fail because it succeeded. There's that thing I was looking for in that web page content. It runs my handlers because there was a change in that first task. So there's some other interesting things we could do. I'm going to run this again, but I'm just going to list all the tasks. So here's my include task. This is play 1, which I get from the other playbook, script 9. Here's play 2 that's in this playbook, script 10. It's going to install the software. There's my 3 tags I've associated with this task. The firewall, I associated this task. The firewall, I associated this tag, rather, not task. Web server, I associated the web tag, the Maria database, DB tag, and the push, the index out, I associated with the web tag. Notice I put 3 tags here, so I want to associate this with all 3 tags. If I wanted to, let's just say I just wanted to run just this task and everything that comes after it. I could do start at task. I could put an equal sign there or not. Push test index.html to server. So basically, it's going to run this and this. It's still going to do the facts gathering. It always has to do that facts gathering because I didn't suppress that. So it's just going to run these 2 items because that's where I'm telling it to start. So if I know the web server is already there and everything I need, I just want to push out at the test page, I can just do that, then test it. So here I had that play. I didn't do any of those tasks. That was in script from script 9. Here's the play that's in script 10. It did the facts gathering, and then I jumped directly to this task. I didn't run any of these other tasks. So I did that task, pushed the web page out. Then I did my include, which was to test the web servers for both machines. There's my test. Here's my action where I grab the web content. Here's my debug where I'm showing the web content. And if it failed, it would have shown me that message. But in this case, it didn't fail. So I'm able to jump and just do just the task that I want from that point on. I can't do only one task. I can do that task to the end. So let's go and look at all our tasks again. Now, if I wanted to, and I only wanted to do the stuff from this playbook that was related to the database, I could do tags db, and it will only run those tasks with that tag. So in this case, it's only going to run the install and the Maria task. It gathered my facts, did the install because it has that tag, and then the Maria because it has that tag. I could tag 2 things. I could do database and firewall. I don't know if this will work, but we're going to test it. Let's see if we can put a tag with the include. So we're going to do the web with the include statement, the include task. Let's run it again with the web. So now I'm just going to do the web tag. Installing the web software. It didn't bother running that first play because it didn't have that tag. So yes, it did the include as well. So let's look at that. So there I've associated a tag even with an include statement. Okay, so that's it for lab 6. Um, I want to do 7 and 8 this week. So keep your eye out for those. Thank you.